Bismillah. When you hit delete on your computer, it doesn't actually burn the file or throw it into the ocean. It just removes the location pointer that tells the system where it is. It is like tearing a page out of a book's index. The page itself is still there among the other. If you use a recovery program like Recover or any similar tool, you can bring it back and open it as if it was never deleted. Now you might ask, why should I even care? Because one single file can mess up your work, your life, or even your reputation. Imagine selling your laptop and the buyer finds your personal photos, then take them and post it on social media. Disaster. Or think about sensitive files from a medical or a financial company falling into the wrong hands. That could lead to legal trouble or even an investigation where they seize your device. You might think you deleted everything, but the forensic team can still recover it. So, whether for your company's security or to protect your family's and friend privacy, this is something everyone should know. In 2018, someone bought a used hard drive on eBay and discovered that it was full of data from the Australian Department of Defense. Stuff like aircraft plans, passwords, and classified files. And why is that? The drive was only formatted, not wiped. And in another case, an airline sold out laptops to former employees. A journalist bought one, ran a basic recovery tool, and managed to retrieve sensitive airport security plans, employee records, schedules, and flight data. The company had to issue a public apology. It was a disaster. That's what inspired the idea of this video, how to erase your data forever. Because deleting a file doesn't mean it's gone. It's still sitting quietly inside your hard drive or memory, just waiting for someone with the right program to bring it back in minutes. So let's get started and learn an easy, safe way to do it. But before you try anything from this guide, make sure you create an encrypted backup of all your important data, because once the wipe is done, there is no easy way to get it back. First, we will talk about laptops and desktop computers. Then we will cover phones, iPhone, and Android. And after that, we will show how to verify that the data was really erased by reversing the process. Finally, I will give you a simple, cheap option if you want to guarantee permanent data destruction. So how do we delete computer data? We have several methods. The first is basic deletion, moving files to the recycle bin. The table that points to file changes, but the actual bits that make up the file remain on the disk and can be recovered easily with free tools like Recover or Photorec. The second option is a normal format. A regular format clears the partition table or index, but the underlying data usually stays on the drive. Forensic recovery tools can often restore files after a regular format. Okay, the third option is overwriting, writing new data on top of the old data. Tools like dban or kill disk for HDDs write zeros and ones or random data across the whole disk multiple times. Note here, the more passes you write, the lower the chance of recovery, but in most cases a single passage of random data is already excellent. The fourth option is encryption. If you encrypt the drive and then delete the encryption key, the data becomes unreadable without the key. That's effective if a strong encryption algorithm and a secure key were used. Examples of drive encryption: BitLocker on Windows, File Vault on Mac, and Lux on Linux. That's for HDDs. For SSDs, things are different. Overwriting doesn't always erase every cell because SSDs use something called wear leveling. Most SSD manufacturers provide a secure erase or a factory reset command in the firmware. You should use that. Another good approach is to use encryption from the start and then delete the key. The final and most certain method is physical destruction. If the data is extremely sensitive, you can shred, drill, burn, or otherwise destroy the drive or send it to a shredding service that pulverizes the bladders or chips. Later in the video, I will show you a somewhat cheaper alternative that still gives you physical level destruction. Now phones, iPhone and Android, start by signing out of your account. On iPhone, go to settings, sign out, and make sure you log out of iCloud and find my. Then use settings, erase all content and settings. Since iOS 8, iPhone are encrypted by default, so erasing removes the encryption key and the data become unreadable. For Android, also remove your Google account, then remove, then enable device encryption in the settings and click security. The exact menu name varies. Encryption can take a while to finish. After encryption, perform a factory reset or erase. As an extra step, you can fill the storage with large files, record a long video, and then reset again. That helps overwrite leftover data with new data. How do you confirm the wipe work? After the wipe, try a recovery tool like the one we mentioned earlier, Recover Photo Test Disk. If they find nothing, you are likely safe. If you use encryption and then deleted the key after wiping, check the disk. If it shows as empty or unpartitioned, that's a good sign. Also, make sure your accounts are removed from the device, Google account, Apple ID. This is important. And iPhones also have activation lock to prevent reuse while the account remains linked. In summary, simple step, enable encryption on every new device from day one. Before selling a device, do a full erase. If the device has a removable drive, consider removing the drive and selling the device without it. Basically, do encryption in all of them, then write data above the old one. And in phones, do one more step, which is reset factory. Finally, as promised, a cheap way to get nearly the same security as physical destruction. If you have files you want to delete permanently without shredding the whole disk, cut the file, cut. Do not make copy, then paste it somewhere else to another external memory or USB. Choose the cheaper one in your country. And why is that? Because moving a file, it changes its physical location on the disk. When you move the file, this process makes its blocks move too. And as last step, destroy the memory, burn it, mint it, or physically break it. Don't forget that flash drive and USB are cheap, so this is an inexpensive way to get physical destruction.